Welcome to BricksNShticks, my name is Lachlan, and today I'll be taking a look at the LEGO Ideas Gift with Purchase 40698 Books Are My Passion. This set is rated for ages 18 years and over, comes with 285 pieces, and could only be obtained between the 28th of October and the 11th of November in 2024, with any purchase above 215 Australian dollars. The front of the box shows you everything you would expect to find here, including an image of the finished build. Here we also find, in my opinion, the most noteworthy part of this box being the set name, made to look like a bunch of books stacked upon one another. This clever way of displaying the set name very much reminds me of the box of the A-frame cabin. Coincidentally, I reviewed that set a couple of months ago, and you should definitely go check out that video once you're done with this one. The side of the box shows us another image of the set, this time from the same angle that we're looking at, which is quite a cool detail if I do say so myself. Up the top here, we get quite a good look at just how small this box really is, as all the normal stuff you would find up here can be shown in a single still shot. And the final part of this box that I'm going to look at is none other than the back, of course. This time, we see a mirrored perspective from the front, revealing a few more details, which I'll take a closer look at once the set is built. Here we also see the dimensions of the set coming in at 12.9 centimeters tall, 9.6 centimeters wide, and something that the box doesn't tell you, it is also 9.6 centimeters deep. Once the box has been cracked open, we are greeted with one instruction manual, 3 loose 4x12 plates, and 4 numbered bags. As you can see, I got the new paper bags within my set, which was the first time that I ever got them in any set. And I actually quite like them. And since building this set and a few others, I've grown to like them even more, which I'll be talking about more in a really cool review that I'll be releasing in a few weeks' time, so get subscribed so you don't miss it. For now though, let's get this set built. The final build is, unsurprisingly, just as the box displays it, though there were some pretty major things that really stood out to me when I finished it. Though before I get to that, let's just have a quick look at this set's sole minifigure. On a first glance, this minifigure isn't anything particularly special, with all the parts used here being reuses from other sets. Once you take a look inside of the instructions though, you will very quickly see a striking resemblance to this set's fan designer, which is a really nice touch from LEGO. This minifigure also gets an accessory in the form of a book, and as I'm sure you can see, the book has a very vibrant green color that really likes to mess with the colors that my phone's camera picks up. Inside the book, we also have this 1x2 tile with some printing showing that classic fairy tale introduction. Now the build itself is quite nice and really takes advantage of all 285 pieces. Here at the front of the build, we have this small but rather nice plant, which is made up by stacking 3 fern pieces on top of one another, which certainly isn't a new technique, but is tried and true and works really well. Next to the plant, we get this small side table, which is composed of only 4 pieces, with the cup and saucer taking up half of that piece count. And arguably, the most notable thing at the front of this build is the lounge chair, which looks unreasonably comfortable. Both the plant and the chair are attached to the build by a single studded connection. And just behind the chair, we have this ladder that is made up of 8 pieces plus a red clip, which connects it to the base of the build. And just beyond that is the main part of the set, the gargantuan bookshelf. There are 4 jumper plates intruding into the base of it, representing some drawers, which I like to think are filled to the brim with letters, since just above the drawers is a small table with some letters and a quill in a bottle of ink. And just behind those, as you can see, there are a lot of books. 4 rows of them to be exact, with about 9 books per row to be even more exact. There are about 8 different techniques being used here to create the look of all these different books, which really helps to keep the building process interesting. And because of all these techniques, the books vary a lot in their depth, which to some may feel it looks a little messy. But personally, I quite like the effect and feel that without it, the build could look a little boring. Besides from the additional details given to the bookshelf itself, on the top we find these 2 boxes, which unfortunately do not have any fun Easter eggs inside. Up the top here we also find this globe, which is quite simply just a printed minifigure headpiece. The sides of the bookshelf are rather plain, but That was to be expected, unlike its back, which is surprisingly colourful, due to some of the techniques used for some of the books. From this angle, we can also see the other side of the globe. Looking back on this set, it really does feel like the first attempt at the book nooks that LEGO released a few weeks before this video was. Mostly because of its size and book theming, though I will save my thoughts on those book nooks for another video. Even with this set being rather small, it still looks, at least in my opinion, quite nice. The ladder that I mentioned earlier does reach the top of the bookshelf, which can make for a fun alternate way to display the minifigure within this set. Though I do think having her seated on the chair is the best way to display it. This certainly isn't my favourite gift with purchase that LEGO has ever released, but it is definitely up there as one of the greats. It has quite a cozy feel to it, looks really good on display, whether it be on its own or surrounded by books, and if you're into making large-scaled mocks, this can be integrated amazingly into one with minimal modifications needed. If you're wanting to get this set, unfortunately, as I said at the start of the video, you won't be able to obtain it directly from LEGO anymore. Though, you can still buy it elsewhere for around $90 in a new condition. If you don't particularly care about the box though, and don't really want to be spending $90, since there aren't any exclusive pieces to this set, you could quite easily buy each part individually for a significantly lower price, which is what I would personally do. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos just like it. Also, if you thought the amount of details within this set was good, why don't you go check out my review of the A-frame cabin that I mentioned right at the start of the video. Just wait until you see the amount of details within that set. But for now, take care and talk soon.